Alrighty, and we are live. What is up, folks? My name is Melvin, and welcome to today to such a bright and beautiful morning out right now. Actually, the sun is out, and yeah, I still got lip issues because I have to, I have to wear a mask, and I understand why totally. But yeah, I have bad skin, so the mask and blowing air into my own lips, it makes it bad. So enjoy that while I'm talking. So yeah, let's start with things positively before. Oh, I actually took a photo. It's the same as the autofocus on my camera. Uh, anyways, so let's just start with the positives. So when I was exercising today, I started looking back at because I actually forgot if I was talking about it on a live stream. I think I was, but I want this year, I want to focus on the fact and the importance that you are enough. That we feel like we need to do these outlandish things, accomplish big goals, to do things, or even accomplish simple goals that involve, trying to think like what it is, like just talking to people. We feel like we need to change in some sort of way, or that we need to do these big, outlandish things. And the fact of the matter is, you are enough. You can accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish. And we don't look at our values enough. And a movie that kind of reminded me about that was Kung Fu Panda. So I love Kung Fu Panda. It's one of my favorite movies. It's a movie that caught me off guard to how good it is. Because DreamWorks movies, they're kind of hit and miss in terms of their animation. But Kung Fu Panda was really good. It's about a movie, and you think, oh, it's just gonna be Kung Fu Panda, like something like Chris Farley would do, where it's just all about the comedy and not much else. Which there's nothing wrong with it, but that's what you think seeing it. But then there's a lot. The message is so great and heartwarming. So the message in the movie, in case you haven't seen it, whoa boy, oh, my cat just hissed at me. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. Anyways, so the that really caught me off guard. So in the movie, around the end, the there's all this the stories about this scroll. The scroll has the power you need to essentially do whatever it is you want to do in terms of kung fu. If you want the powers of the universe, read the scroll. And then they open up the scroll and they realize it's nothing. They think, oh, our masters are wrong. They lied to us. There's nothing we can do. Like, we're gonna get stopped by our foes. And then Poe's dad, who's the main character, Poe's dad says, oh, I want to tell you a secret, because he runs a restaurant that has the best soup on the planet. He's like, do you want to know the secret ingredient to my soup, to why my food is so amazing? And Poe's like, yeah, it's nothing. There's nothing special about my soup. It's just regular noodle soup. But what makes it special is that we believe it's special. And it's such a great message. And once Poe realizes that, he realizes that the scroll, which is actually not nothing, it's actually a reflection of yourself. You just don't notice it at first. You realize that all you need to be special is just believing that you're special. So I'm gonna start harnessing that message for the year 2022. So with that said, let's get into what I want to talk about. So there's as I start the morning, I just try to figure out what I want to talk about. I'm trying not to prepare anything. Just one, I don't have time to prepare things. I'm sure as I invest more time into this, I will prepare things, because I did realize today there was a lot of things I wanted to talk about today. And honestly, the things I end up wanting to talk about are just things that get my attention right before recording. But this has been on my mind for quite a few days, and I want to talk about it. And I think it's better if I show you articles about it. So Alaska breaks temperature record in December. Kodiak, Alaska, the National Weather Service, Alaska region announced that on December 26th, the state set a new temperature record for December at 67 degrees Fahrenheit. It broke the previous record high by 9 degrees. In addition to breaking the monthly record, Kodiak beat the previously daily high record mark by 20 degrees. It's the warmest temperature on record for any time between October 5th and April 21st. So it's just been getting crazy. So we have been noticing for a while that there has been a lot of weird things when it comes to the weather, not just here, but just all over the world. It seems like once a month, climate change becomes a headline issue. Like, I don't know if you guys remember this headline issues where we saw just a bunch of tornadoes and they were really, really damaging. So here's some of the images. Like, it is catastrophic. And each year that we go through this, it just gets worse and worse. Now, normally, I don't focus on climate change all too much. I don't. I know it's important, but I don't focus on it. But then, so some chain events started happening, and I started thinking to myself, maybe it's time for me to think about moving out of the country. And it's just a thought. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Maybe things will get better for me in the United States. But I think for me, it might be better if I take whatever money I have here and just move it to the Dominican Republic. I've never lived in the Dominican Republic personally, but I have family there who can help me out, and with the money I might make there, I might be able to live much more comfortably than I do now. I have no issue with the United States. My only problem is it just seems harder to have a relaxing lifestyle in the United States. It seems like I have to work my butt off, and I'm already getting pretty tired. I like overtime. I like how much money it makes me, but I don't know. I don't know how much that can last for me personally. So that's what I started thinking about. But with climate change, with things like that, I might be overreacting. I don't think I am, honestly. But maybe in a few years, my country might be gone. Because the thing about tropical countries is that they have crazy weather all the time. So if the weather gets crazier, I might not have a safe country to live in. And my family that lives there, they might not be able to live the rest of their lives there. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But countries like that don't have the same resources as the United States, and that live closer to the equator, and places like the Middle East, they're the ones who will suffer the most. And they're full of people that can't sustain themselves. As I was thinking with climate change, countries like the United States might be the most well off because they have the most resources, they have funding. Something I've realized with things like COVID, with things like COVID, once it became a big problem, once people started having to quarantine themselves to protect others, what did the United States do? They did something called Code Red, where they made not one, but 2 vaccines in record time. The vaccines seem to be doing fine. Vaccines seem to have not, people were scared that, you could die from the vaccine, blood clots and things like that. It's bad for pregnant women, but so far it seems fine. It seems like there's not a lot of side effects. Now, maybe we might have side effects later, but for right now, it seems fine, and we were able to do it in record time because our economy was suffering. Now, right now, even though we're seeing the changes of climate change, scientists tells us that we need to make actions now. Our economy isn't affected yet by climate change. Not yet. But once it does, then they're going to take things seriously. But the thing about that is that once these big companies, once the government, with how things are right now, once they start seeing the changes, those changes are going to be permanent. I don't want one of those changes to be that my family might suffer. I don't want that to be a reality. And it saddens me that it might be. You know, I feel like I feel like right now we need to start taking this more seriously, because this isn't a political issue anymore. People still treat it like one, but it's not. And we can't keep pretending that it is, and we can't keep pretending that we can live our lives like this. I understand. We want to live comfortable lives. I mean, look at me right now. I mean, I'm using my computer, I'm using lights to make my face look good, because if I turn off these lights, you're going to see more pixels. The quality's not the same. So I do have, like, I am using electricity to get my voice out there. So, you know, in a way, you could call me a hypocrite for doing that. You could. But I think now's not the time for that. Now's the time to take action while we can prevent all of this. Because if we don't do anything, lives are going to be lost. Homelessness will be on the rise. There's no doubt about it. I mean, let's go back to the previous picture I was showing you. If I could open up the right browser. Look at these images. This is, so many people are suffering already. I would have brought up more articles if I had more time this morning. I just kind of didn't have the time. But it's just not, it's not looking to be good. It really isn't. And I want to know what to do about it. I want to know what's the best decision for me. I'm not sure. My current idea is to hopefully maybe grow this channel and grow whatever other channels or social medias I decide to use, and use my power to speak up on it. Because something I was thinking about, you know, if big creators start focusing more on climate change, if live streamers start showing more videos on climate change, start to talk about it, start to make it more of a main headline message, so we can show people, hey, you can still make tons of money and talk about it, it's going to encourage other people to do it. My only fear, I mean, there's a lot of fears with it, you know, they won't do anything, these big companies will pretend to do something. You know, I don't know what the solution is, because there's no more, I wish we had time to start from the ground up. I don't think so. I think we need to make this as much of a headline news as possible. You know, kind of like how, you know, the Me Too movement became one of the most trending topics. You know, it started on Twitter, and then everyone started talking about it. Everyone I know is aware of the Me Too movement. Maybe like my parents don't know, or like relatives, but like everyone my age knows what Me Too is. So starting there would be great. That would be a great start, to start saying, hey, climate change is serious. If we can get everyone my age to be aware of that, that's a great start, you know? And when I say climate change is serious, I mean in a way where we have to say something now, or else it's gonna be too late. It's already too late in certain scenarios, but I really do think we need to start talking about it more. So I'm not sure. I don't want to overthink it, because there's really, overthinking is not going to give me a solution. But I do want to start putting more effort into growing my channel to talk about it more, to make it a more serious headline. And oh my God, if I ever You know, I don't even know why I'm bringing this up, but if I ever become famous, and then they're like, oh, the political channels start talking about me because like, oh, climate change is a myth, is a hoax. It's like, shut up, dude. Like, shut up. This is not the time anymore. And my, you know, my message to people who don't, it's, I won't get into it. Never mind. I feel like whatever I'll say after whatever I was about to say just would have turned political, even though I don't want it to. So I'm not going to do that. But I do want to grow this. So if you see my content, like, subscribe, you know, share. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because worst case scenario, I just get an extra share and follow, you know? Like, what's the worst that's going to happen, you know? The best that's going to happen is I bring up these serious issues and more people will become aware of it, you know? I don't know. That's the only solution I have right now because I really want to start focusing on the big picture. I don't know, no more ground up type stuff. Oh yeah, and there was something else I wanted to talk about. I'll make it quick. So, you know, like one of the solutions was like, oh, electric cars, you know. And it's like, at first I was like, oh yeah, you know what, maybe we should start moving to electric cars, you know. I was, you know, I can't afford an electric car. An electric car is bad in a state like Wisconsin, you know, lithium batteries. But, you know, hey, maybe it's something we need to start investing more into. But investing, or like, I don't know, I need to look into this more. But like, are we running out of lithium? Like, we need lithium for solar panels and for like, yeah, for solar panels and for electric cars, but it's a limited resource. So I'm wondering what the solutions are. So maybe I need to look more into that. I mean, we could end up in the future using solar, like using other resources for solar panels, can't we? Like, can't we develop it? I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know how the advancement of technology really works because the fact that we have an electric car in the first place is already like, it's a feat, it's an accomplishment, you know? So I don't know. But thank you so much for listening. I know it's hard to understand the severity of this point and feeling like you can't do anything about it, but we can. We can do something about it. We are enough. We are enough. We just have to believe we are special. Okay? All right. So thank you so much for listening. All right? This has been a fun experience for me so far. I don't know what these comments are. I get the weirdest comments on these live streams. Like, I don't know, whatever. Take care, folks. You guys have a wonderful day.